Hi there and welcome to the allotment. It's the middle of July and show you around. This bed here was supposed to be carrots, but it seems like there's more weeds than carrots. Unfortunately they haven't grown. The butternut squash that I put in 3. Unfortunately one of them's been eaten, but the other 2 are doing reasonably well. And in this box here I planted some spring onions. Unfortunately I hadn't netted them soon enough, and I think the rabbits or pheasants got in and took the tops off most of the ones that were looking reasonable. But I've got a few there, and I've got a few more rows coming up. I've also, a couple of weeks ago, put in a row of beetroot, so they're growing quite nicely, and then next to those I've put another row. So as they come on stream I'll start to fill this bed up with beetroot between the spring onions. The runner beans, not too bad. One of them's been eaten by slugs and the other one's just starting to go up the pole. There's also a courgette there, starting to flower, so hopefully we'll get some courgettes off of those. This bed here is sweetcorn that's coming along quite nicely, and cabbages, and lettuce. They're doing really well. I've cut one of those already, and they're really nice. The onions are just about over now. As they die off, the tops fall down, as you can see on that one there, and then they dry out. I'll have to just maybe lift those in the next week and let the sun bake them out. But there's a reasonable crop there. The garlic I'll show you later, and this bed here is where the radish were. I find that the radish go quite hard in the middle of summer, so I've stopped sowing those, and I'll start again later on. I've had a good crop of those. Under the butterfly net is some winter cabbage. I find that the first year that we had cabbage, we spent most of our time picking off the caterpillars that were being laid by the butterflies. So I invested in some butterfly net, and I never need to do that again. In this protection here I've got some cauliflowers. They're doing reasonably well as well. Right, we'll go down to the potato bed, which is the next bed down. The first 2 rows here are first earlies. They're the epicure. Another 10 days and they should be ready. That would be 105 days that they would have been grown. And then the main crop of potatoes, which are my second early kestrels, are doing reasonably well. I think they probably need some comfrey feed. I did a separate video on how to make the comfrey feed if you'd like to watch that. The last bed, which was my broad beans, well, as I said before, it was pretty pathetic, the broad beans. I got no more than a big handful, so they've all been taken out, and the French beans that I was growing down in the nursery bed down in the bottom, I've transplanted those over the last couple of days, and that's given me about a quarter of the bed for French beans, so that'll be a really nice crop. So they'll make up for the broad beans. The other thing is that my elder has been doing really well. It's given me loads of flowers, and I produced some elderflower champagne with that. You can watch a video on how to make that on my channel. Then I was going to tell you about my garlic. I've put them in the shelter to dry off, put them on the little frame, as you can see there. There we go. Not too bad, reasonable crop, keep us going for a little while. Right, we'll go down into the flower area with the nursery bed. It's quite overgrown, but you can see we've got lots and lots of blackberries, so that'll keep us going in crumbles in the winter. This bed here with all the flowers is the Oregano, and I've planted my Dahlias, but unfortunately the night before I put them in it rained and all the slugs came out and ate quite a lot of them. That or it was rabbits, so I've netted it and hopefully they'll come back. Then down here I put these cages over the top of where the French beans were that I transplanted up into the main bit. But there, I've noticed that there's quite a few reasonable carrots starting to grow there, so that'll be good. Protect those from the rabbits. And the other thing I've noticed is that you can see there is lots and lots of sloe berries on the sloe bush. So that's the update for July. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll get notification of my next video, and I'll see you soon.